Hi guys, it's the Viking here. Welcome back to the channel. I got some more DC content for you. Now, Twitter went into a craze yesterday because a behind the scene image from the Batman was leaked to Twitter and online. Now, a lot of stuff is being leaked from the Batman shooting, which is happening in Liverpool in England, and also they're getting ready to shoot in Chicago. Now, it's not spoilers in terms of what way the plot's going or character development or who's who and stuff like that. It's just been how they've been shooting scenes with Batman on top of the rooftops, or them coming out of a funeral or a courtroom scene, stuff like that. But one image that surfaced last night was somebody on set dressed up in a Superman costume. Now, I thought it was very weird because there's a lot of bystanders there outside the set with their camera phones and all that stuff, and they're leaking every single thing that comes out of this film. Now, do I ultimately think that Superman is in this film? No, I don't. I don't think that would be shown out in the open like that by Matt Reeves and the set of Batman just like that. But people were actually thinking that Superman is going to be in this film. Now, Twitter went crazy about that. But what I will say is that that scene, they're shooting scenes last night. Even Grace Randolph said it, that this film is inspired by the comic book The Law on Halloween, the Batman comic. And what they were shooting last night was a Halloween scene for a Halloween party. Okay, so everyone's dressed up in costumes. People were dressed up as Superman. Okay, that's fair enough. Then we've seen other images of people dressed up as Batman. So that makes me think. So this brings the question. Does Superman exist in this Matt Reeves world? Now, as I said before, I don't know what kind of world this is. If it's a Nolan type world or a Zack Snyder type world. And when I say worlds, I mean in the Nolan world, it was very realistic. You know, real people fighting real people. In the Snyder world, you can have humans fighting God. You can have meta-humans fighting characters like Black Manta who are enhanced by a suit. Things like that. So I don't know what kind of world this is. My prediction was a mixture of both. So like, look at The Dark Knight. You get the trilogy, you see Bane, and he's not like the toxic up Bane where he's muscular and stuff like that, enhanced. So this world, I think, is going to be a mixture. Some characters will be human, some characters will be meta-humans, and some characters will be enhanced by certain suits. That's what I think this world is going to be. But it begs the question, does Superman exist in this world? Now, Superman can exist in this world, but he doesn't have to exist in a physical way. Superman can be an influence on this world in terms of comic books, in terms of movies, in terms of TV shows, stuff like that. He could be subjected as the perfect hero, the perfect superhero, and this is what people look up to. And then when Batman comes along, people compare, what Batman, this character is brutal and he's supposed to be a hero, but he acts nothing like our television character Superman. Now that could be one theory. But today, another image from the behind the scenes surfaced. And it was an image of a better look at the Superman suit, and it does have the red trunks. I was wondering what kind of Superman was he dressed up as? Was he dressed up as the Christopher Reeve Superman or the Henry Cavill Superman suit? Who inspired him? But he had the red underpants, and also a woman dressed up as Wonder Woman. Now, I find this very interesting. Now, the both of them, the guy who was dressed up as Superman, I think, was inspired by the Christopher Reeve Superman. The woman, as you can see here, I think is her costume was very inspired by the Linda Carter Wonder Woman, the very first kind of Wonder Woman, the most famous Wonder Woman per se before Gal Gadot. So that's very interesting. So it looks like they were inspired by those type of incarnations of the characters. So where did they get the inspiration from in this world? Was it from comics? Was it from TV shows? Or does a Wonder Woman and a Superman exist in this world already? Maybe they're myths. Maybe people haven't actually seen them, but there's been sightings, there's been reports that a man, like a god, that's dressed like this, a Superman exists, or a Wonder Woman exists. I find it very interesting, because I thought the Matt Reeves Batman world would be its own thing. I didn't think that it would link up with the Justice League. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought they were going to expand and explore the Batman family, the Batman Gotham universe, much like the Gotham TV show where you have the Bat family, you've got all the characters, stuff like that. I thought that's the way we were going. But Grace Randolph said something very interesting. If the Batman is a huge success, they could tie it in with the Justice League and bring it into the DCEU. Now, before I would have been annoyed because that meant no Ben Affleck. Now, Ben Affleck is coming back for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Maybe he might have more HBO Max projects, but I'll have to wait and see. I don't know anything about that. But it's very interesting. But I'm okay with it now. I've changed my opinion on it because now, as Jim Lee said, As they said at DC Fandom, we are now living in the DC Multiverse, and I even made a video about this months ago. The DCEU has changed. Ultimately, it's more of a multiverse. Anything can happen, and everything can happen, and nothing can happen. Characters can show up in places that we thought they shouldn't be showing up in. That can happen now, and it can make sense to an extent. You got Michael Keaton appearing in the Flash film. You got Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller's Flash having a crossover. You got Ben Affleck's Batman also appearing in the same film, and Michael Keaton will make his return. So it's all very interesting going forward. And if the Batman is a success, and somehow they want to tie it in with the Flashpoint element or something like that, then I'd be okay with that. You could have Henry Cavill's Superman, you could have Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and the new Batman could be Robert Pattinson, and that could be the Justice League going forward. Okay, and then you have an alternate universe timeline, different Earth, with the Zack Snyder world. I don't really mind. It's just so much more of these characters than we ever thought we were going to get. Different incarnations, different directors, different outlooks on different worlds, and I'm all for it, even though I was happy with the way things were going with the Snyderverse and what he was building the DC towards. But I think we're getting even a better Snyderverse now, because he's adding more to the Justice League movie that we're going to get in 2021. He might get spin-offs, he might get stuff like that. We just don't know the possibilities yet, but now anything can happen. So if the Batman is a success, it could tie into the DCU, and it doesn't ultimately have to have references to every DCU film, because as I said before, it's very different. You can have the Snyder world of the Justice League, and you can have Wonder Woman have her own movies, Aquaman have her own movies, Flash have their own movies, and those stories are never referenced in the Snyder world on HBO Max, because it's a different thing. It's a different world, and they don't necessarily have to tie everything in. They just tell the story that they want to do. Zack Snyder tells his story with these characters. You got Matt Reeves telling this story with these characters, and then maybe he has to implement Henry Cavill's Superman, and it's a different story direction that we're going in because of Flashpoint, because of different timelines, because of different Earths. It's all very exciting, and these set photos don't mean anything. They don't confirm anything. All we can do is speculate and have some fun with it. But Matt Reeves, as the genius of a filmmaker he is, it's very interesting that he's using these type of characters as Easter eggs in this world for this Halloween party. We have people dressing up and getting inspired by Superman, by Batman, by Wonder Woman. So what kind of world is this? Unbelievable. I can't wait to see in 2022 what really is the Batman film. We're not going to get huge references to the Justice League or a different DCU. I think it's just nice little Easter eggs that's just being dropped in there in case they want to tie stuff in at a later date. Much like the Joker film, which was supposed to be its own standalone thing with Joaquin Phoenix, but we got to see another birth and a different version of Batman there. Is that Robert Pattinson's Batman? Is that an element of Ben Affleck's Batman? Is it a new Batman? You know, they had references in there about Gotham City and stuff, so there always is these Easter eggs, and if you want to come back at a later date, you can make it tie in to some extent. But the DCEU is now the multiverse, and I'm very excited at that, because anything is possible. Guys, what did you think of these set photos? I'll probably do a special video on every single set picture that's being leaked from the Batman. I'll give it another couple of days because stuff is coming out every single day. So I'll do a more in-depth look at that. There's actually some very cool artwork being leaked from the set as well, which I want to get into, and maybe even references a new Joker. But guys, give a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of all these set photos. Are you excited for the Batman? What do you make of this Superman Wonder Woman scenario? I want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, guys, the Batman comes out in 2022, and that really is just too far.